Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. Now, I am so excited about the scope tonight. I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight the seven truths about defeat. All right. Now, this is going to be for those of you who you've been crushing it. You've been putting it in. You've been putting in the work. You've been doing the things that you need to do to move your life and your business forward. And then you look at the results and you're like, what? All right. And you're trying to understand. You're trying to intellectualize. You're trying to comprehend, right? You're like, I don't understand what I'm looking at right now. This is going to be for those of you who are doing that. I am Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, and I support my clients with both life and business success. I actually believe that your life informs your business. I am a mom strategist, and I believe so much that when you take care, manage your life, that every single thing else gets better. You sell more, you show up like a giant, right? You know what I mean? You can't hug money at the end of the day. Hey there, guys. I'm so excited about the scope today. I'm going to be teaching very simply, Kat, the 7 myths about defeat. All right. And my goal is to inspire you, is to get those of you who are out there, you've been slaying, like you've had the hammer, you've been crushing it, but you're like, I don't understand what I'm looking at right now. And you need, hey there, darling Anita, you need someone to explain to you what you're looking at. And I'm going to explain it to you today. And my only goal is to inspire you, to encourage you, to tell you you're on the right path, because you are. All right. You are. All right. So for those of you who are just joining me, and I've never met before, it's nice to virtually meet you. I got started in my business 13 years ago, almost 14 years. And, I had this crazy idea to go to work as myself. I wanted to combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. And I've done exactly that. Yeah. Hey there. I've done exactly that. Hey, Lady Skinner. And I get to do work that I love with brilliant, smart, sharp women and some men who believe in self-investment, who want to take their education, their gifts, their background, and they want to begin to build the product of themselves. Like, I believe that every single one of us, we are product, and that you can leverage what you know, you can package your background, your education, your gifts, your talents, your systems into product, and you can sell that to people around the world. And many of my clients have made thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars with the advice that I have given them. And I've got a few clients that have even hit multiple millions of dollars in their businesses. And, and tonight, what I'm going to be breaking down very simply are the myths, right? Yeah, they're very simple myths. Hey there, darling. Yeah, am I making a difference? Thank you so much, right? The simple myths about defeat. Now, my goal is to support those of you who are out there, you're doing the work, and you can't comprehend what is in front of you because you feel like maybe you should be further along and you can't understand why. One of my clients wrote me this week, and she's been doing everything right, and she's just so overwhelmed with the process of being an entrepreneur. And I thought, you know what? This story is not just her story. Let's just stand on this story, and I'm going to share this with more people who I know will get exactly what they need as a result of hearing what I'm going to share with you guys over the next couple of minutes. All right. So I want to thank you guys for coming this evening, and I want to give the room time to pack out. Now, I will tell you this, that as a result of being able to go to work as myself, I've been able to build an amazing business. Actually, I own multiple businesses. I have a commercial real estate business and a commercial laundry that is a mid-sized business, and I also have a coaching practice. And my laundry, my commercial facility, I own in conjunction with my husband. And what's really been interesting for us is that our children have never seen mom or dad work a job. They've never seen us ever work a job. My kids are 12, 15, 18, almost 19 years old. And I consider that a tremendous accomplishment in entrepreneurship. We built sustainable success, and we've been able to give our kids a world-class education. We've invested over $715,000 educating our children. And when you build an amazing business, it creates options for you. You can do whatever it is that you want. We've been able to travel the world as a family. I've been able to hire a private physician for my husband when he had kidney disease, and he could get an elevated level of care because we could afford it. All right. And so when I speak with you guys about entrepreneurship and my type of entrepreneurship, it is literally being able to make a difference for your family, because you can't hug money at the end of the day. It's got to be something that's bigger than yourself. The reason that you go out there and you create and you do and you make the magic happen in your business is because it's informed by something that is bigger than yourself. Maybe it's a charity that you want to give to. I'm totally into that. One of my favorite charities of all times is an organization that I've been on their board for many years, for about 6 years, called Samuel Ready Scholarships. And that, in essence, what they do is provide scholarships for girls to get a world-class education at independent schools. The average tuition is really around $20,000 to $30,000 a year, and Samuel Ready Scholarships provides fully funded educational experiences for these girls. Many of these girls come from extreme disadvantaged homes, and as a result of getting an education that is phenomenal, they go on to Ivy League schools. They go on to do amazing things. They become judges and doctors and lawyers, and they change the trajectory of their families. To me, being an entrepreneur is about something bigger than yourself. It's creating a legacy that will live on beyond you, all right? And I know that you guys are hearing me on that, all right? So I'm going to be teaching today, very simply, the 7 myths about defeat, all right? And like I said, one of my clients wrote me this week. She was having a really tough week because she's done everything. She did like 4 different things, and all of the things that she was doing, she didn't have immediate success in those things. It's all a process, entrepreneurship. And so she was feeling, in a way, she was stuck in her feelings. And so this scope is for her, and this is for you. All right. And her story is an entrepreneurial story, because there's not an entrepreneur that I know that's out there slaying and doing the work that at times it doesn't all work out. It's not always picture perfect. And sometimes you're not an overnight success. Most entrepreneurs, that is not the case at all. And the fact of the matter is, understanding the 7 myths about defeat, I think, are really going to really help you, all right, for you to stay in the game, all right? So if you guys are ready, is that Kimberly? Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Latasha. If you guys have not yet shared on Twitter and on Facebook and on Periscope, let's get more people in the room, because this is going to be a great scope, all right? It's going to be a great scope. If you're ready, I'm ready, and then if you're ready, just write "I'm ready, Mia," and I'll get started. And I'm ready to bring my A game. Thank you guys so much for sharing with your for your audience. Thank you guys. All right, I appreciate it. Are you ready? So there's one person in the room that's ready. Anybody else ready? Okay, we have 2 people who are ready. Is anyone else ready? All right, more people are gonna be ready. All right. So here are the thank you so much. All right, the 7 myths. Okay. The 7 myths about defeat, all right? Now, first, let me just tell you this, that I believe that the book I read, I believe that all things work together for good, all right? So somebody hear me on this, right? So I believe that all things work together for your good, all right? So when I think about defeat, I'm never really thinking about being defeated. To me, there's a difference in defeat and being defeated, all right? Are you guys with me? All right, so tonight what we're talking about is defeat, and we're not talking about being defeated, meaning giving up, meaning quitting, meaning believing that there is no place for you to win, because there is a place for you to win, all right, if you don't quit. All right, so the first myth that I believe, right there, for the good of those who love him are called according to his purpose. Absolutely. Every day, all day. All right. The first myth, all right, the first myth about defeat is that you need to understand is that the truth is that you're always winning. That's it. So the first myth about defeat is that the truth of the matter is that you're always winning. So what is for you is for you, and what is not for you is not for you. And the fact of the matter is that it is working for your good. And this is one of those things I had to learn. So here's the thing that I had to understand, and I want you to understand through my stories, right? So hopefully my stories inspire you, create a shift, give you context, give you hope. That's my goal, all right? But the fact of the matter is you are always winning. See, you're winning when you get those customers, and you're winning when they do not choose you. Or you are winning when, you know what I mean, when you get that contract, and you are winning when you don't get it. All right. And let me explain to you why. All right. Because the fact of the matter is, what is for you is undeniable. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that the things that have been for me have had my name on it. They've had my fingerprint on it. There's been undeniable. There's nothing I've been able to do to stop the things that are meant for me. And the same is true for you. And I think a lot of times what happens is that we think that things that are not for us, like maybe you're looking at somebody else's lunchbox and you're liking their sandwich and you're liking their applesauce, you know what I mean? And you're liking their fruit juice, and you're believing that those things should be your things. But what I want you to understand right now is that the truth of the matter is that you are always winning, that the things that are for you, and the things that did not fit for you, right, are only happen because it is working for your good. I will tell you. I know this to be true. I've seen this to be consistent. If I think about my client base, I work with beautiful, amazing, smart, sharp people who believe in self-investment and who are go-givers. And the vast majority of my clients, their integrity is exceptionally high. And whenever I've had clients who haven't had that, the fact of the matter, they've never lasted. I had 4 clients literally that I had to fire. All right. And the fact of the matter is, the truth was, I was winning as a result of that. And I want you to understand that. That might be for you. It might look like, hey there, darling. Shayla, I'm breaking it down today. All right. Hey there, darling. I'm talking today about the 7 myths of defeat. All right. And the fact of the matter is that, number one, the truth is that you are always winning. And when you understand that what is meant for you is meant for you, all right, that's winning. But also what is not meant for you, all right, what is not meant for you is not meant for you. That's winning also. And I do believe that sometimes we get this twisted in our minds, that we look in somebody else's lunchbox and we're like, I have a ham sandwich and they have peanut butter and jelly and I want peanut butter and jelly, but it was not your lunchbox. You understand what I'm saying here, all right? And I want you to understand me when I say this, that the truth of the matter is that you are always winning. All right. And I've learned that. I mean, I've learned that even in corporate opportunities where the door opened for me, like just flung open. And that I remember actually last year, I had an appointment at a major television studio, major, okay, television studio. And I ended up meeting with the EVP, the executive vice president. Or was it? It was the EP, the executive president, actually, and we had a private closed-door meeting. And I remember he opened up the meeting to the EVP, and the EVP comes in the meeting, which is the executive vice president, and she says, like in the midst of the meeting, because it's a closed-door meeting, "How'd you get here?" You see what I'm saying? She said, "How'd you get here?" Because there was no agent sitting next to me. I didn't have my lawyer, you know what I mean, with me. And her question is the question that I want you to understand for yourself. That the fact of the matter is, the truth of the matter is that you are always winning. You're always winning. All right. And even when things do not work out the way that you think they're supposed to work out, they are working out for your good. All right. And that's whether we're talking about opportunities or whether we're talking about people or whether we're talking about situations. The fact of the matter is you are always winning. And I want you to know this, that God only wants first class for his people. All right. And you're his people. All right. Number 2. All right. Number 2. Hope you guys getting value, right? I'm preaching today. All right. Number 2 is that the 7 myths about defeat is number 2 is that sometimes you have to lose to win. All right. And I actually can't even say this is an original thought. You know, I don't take things that are not mine. I got this actually from Fantasia. Had a phenomenal song that said, sometimes you got to lose to win again, right? Powerful title. And I will tell you that is a story about the power of letting go. All right. That sometimes you got to lose something to win something else that's better for you, all right? And it's just it's the fact of the matter is, and that you cannot win at the thing that you really want if you won't release the thing that will not serve you, all right? So it's the power of letting go. And for those of you who have been strong, who've been you know what I mean, like you've got your hand on the thing and you won't let go, you won't release because you feel like having something is better than having nothing. I want to tell you, let it go. All right. The thing that is meant for you will serve your highest good always. Whether we're talking about people, whether we're talking about opportunities, or whether we're talking about situations, what is meant for you will elevate you always. It will always elevate you. And I want you to hear what I'm talking about right now. All right. So sometimes you got to lose it. You got to let it go. You got to not think about it. You got to say, I want it. I thought it was going to work out, but you know, it's not serving my highest good. It might be a relationship. You got to let it go. It might be a contract and maybe they underbid you. You got to let it go. It might be a client that you're like, I'd love to work with you, but you got to let it go. And I want to tell you that in letting it go, what you do is you create room for what it will serve your highest good. I just want you to understand that there are 7 myths about defeat, right? There are 7 myths about defeat. Do me a favor, if you're just joining me on the scope, it's nice to meet you guys tonight. I want you to share on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope. You know I'm going to bring it tonight, all right? And tonight I'm going to be sharing with you simply the 7 myths about defeat. I had a client that wrote me this week. She's been slaying it. She's been doing everything right. But you know, these things happen. If you're an entrepreneur, it's not a perfect path. And the fact of the matter is things happen. Sometimes life happens with your family. Sometimes the kids act up. Sometimes you don't have the time you want to do what you need to do. Sometimes you trying to close and things don't happen. And I want to break this down, the 7 myths about defeat. Because for those of you who are in my scope school, I want you to be prepared. Well, I want you to know what it looks like. All right, this is what it looks like. Number one, I'll just recap. The truth is that you're always winning, right? God only wants first class for you. My best friend talks about this all the time. And the fact of the matter is he only wants first class for you. Understand that and trust that, all right? If it's for you, it will work for you. If it's not for you, it will not work for you. Let it go, all right? Number 2, sometimes you've got to lose to win, all right? Sometimes you got to lose. You got to have lost something to realize this does not serve my highest good. It doesn't respect me. It doesn't honor me. It's not considerate of me. It doesn't value where I am. And I got to let it go. Okay. And in doing that, what you do is you create room. Okay. Number three is that life and opportunity. Oh my goodness. It is automatic. Okay. Life and opportunities are automatic. So play to win. All right. So the fact of the matter is that one of the things you got to understand is that if you are looking to beat defeat, okay, is that life and opportunity are automatically available to you. They're already there. There's so many places for you to place and win, and it's truly abundant in the truest sense. All right. But you got to play to win, all right? And that means that for those of you, like in terms of your mindset, that you only focus on defeat, right? Or you only focus on what you're not. Or you only focus on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you ever seen the mindset that says like, you know, I know you guys have seen this where the focus is like, I'm going to dominate this. I'm going to crush this. Have you ever heard Oprah say that? Never heard Oprah say that. You ever heard Ellen say that? Do they crush? They absolutely crush. And I will tell you why that is, all right? For those of you who are looking to deal with the myth of defeat, I want you to understand that nobody can do you but you, all right? I want you to understand that defeat is not real. Defeat only happens if you quit, all right? This is the reality, that your game is your game, okay? That God has all anointed you with your calling and who you are. There is just one you. You are meant to serve people with your gifts. You were put here to do that very thing. And the moment that you understand this, you will understand that life and opportunities are abundant, that there is not a shortage. Hear me. I want you guys to understand this. There's not a shortage of people. There's not a shortage of opportunities. There's not a shortage of love. There's not a shortage of relationships. There's not a shortage of anything, all right? And that what you look at, what you see is what you get, all right? You understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys are hearing me here. What you see, what you put your attention on, what you put your intention into is what you are experiencing. This is one of the myths about defeat. If you can't see it, then it ain't real. All right. If you can't hear it, then you know what I'm saying? Then it doesn't matter. I want you to understand what I'm talking about. And this is for those of you who have been stuck with, like, maybe you're feeling like you just got started in your business and you're looking around at all of these people that are doing it and you're thinking there is no room for you. What I want you to understand is that you need to put your blinders on. You need to put your blinders on, because it is a powerful thing. And when you understand that your job is to see where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do, and that life is an opportunity, is abundant. There is no shortage. There is no shortage. And I want you to understand that. And I think that it's easier to understand as you create success, but it's more difficult to understand when you're in the earlier stages of building your business, right? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Absolutely. But I think that when you're newer, or maybe you're in your mid stages of your business, it's easy to think like, it will never happen to me. Like, it can only happen to them. It's only for these people or those people, and it's just not real. And that today I'm dispelling the myths about defeat. Number four, if you give up, then you lose the game. If you stay in the game, you can't lose. All right. Number 4 is that if you give up, all right, if you quit, all right, that is the only way that you lose. If you stay in the game, you cannot win. You cannot lose. And let me tell you why. Because the fact of the matter is, when you stay in the game, you are sharpening your saw. You are getting better, right? And as iron sharpens iron, you become better from one man to the another. I will tell you that I've seen it happen over and over again. If you are in association with great and amazing people, great and amazing things will happen to you as a result of your association. If you get great advice, then what's going to happen to you is, and you apply it, you're going to get great and amazing things are going to happen to you because you've applied great and amazing advice. The fact of the matter is, but if you give up, if you believe that right now, whatever it is that you're looking at, that you know what, this is it. This is as far as I go, right? If you believe in this moment that this is it for me, like I'm done, like my business, if it doesn't work in 6 weeks, if it doesn't work in 3 months, I'm going to give it up. If my marriage doesn't work in 2 weeks, if he doesn't say this one thing, I'm done. I will tell you that is the only way that you can lose. You gotta fight for the things that you want. And what I've seen is that every single great entrepreneur, all of us, every single one of us, we fight in the game. We don't quit. You know what I mean? We dig deep. All right. And we understand that you cannot lose if you're working on yourself, if you're getting better, if you're practicing your pitches, if you're learning from your mistakes, you cannot lose. You are better as a result of what has happened, all right? And I just want to break that down for you, all right? So today I've shared so far 4 of the 7 tips. I might have 8. 7 tips of the 7 myths about defeat. I'm Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, and I support my clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, Today what I'm talking about are the 7 myths of defeat, all right? And I'm breaking it down. Like, I hope you guys are getting value. I hope you have your pens out because I'm breaking this down. All right, number 5. What is for you is for you. All right. Thank you so much. Right. We fight and dig to perform for others' dreams at our 9-to-5s, though. Yeah, we do. And you got to fight and perform for your own dream because, it's important. You can spend 4 to 6 hours a week building your own dream for you. Right. All right. Yeah. What is for you is for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you haven't shared yet on Twitter, on Facebook, on Periscope, now's a great time to do that. All right. So what is for you is number 5. And what I mean by that, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is that, Sometimes when you understand that, guys, this life we live is a spiritual life, right? And what is meant for us is meant for us. That means that the people who are attracted to you, they're attracted to you because of who you are and what you do and what your story is. I've seen it over and over again. Like, I have a bunch of clients who literally their spouses are, or their sons, or I have a lot of clients who have family members who are dealing with dialysis because my husband had kidney disease 8 years ago. And one of the things I've understood over the years is that it's because I share my story, because I'm 100% authentic about my life, my track. I never Google search to figure out who I am and what I do and what I need to do. And what I tell you when I'm telling you this, I'm telling you that you don't have to do that either. That in order for you to create the success that you want, one of the myths is that you need to show up like other people, but you don't. You need to show up like you, all right? And that what is for you, and who is for you is for you. And they will see you for that reason. It's so funny. I've been trying to figure this out. I know I must be of Caribbean descent because about 25% of my client base are of Caribbean descent. And so I find that to be really interesting, whether a private client or group coaching client. I find it to be very interesting. A lot of my clients are of Caribbean descent. And so much so that last year I decided to inquire, to ask them, like what's going on? Like, how is that possible, right? And they explained to me what the attraction was. Then I look at this other component of my business, and I have a bunch of clients who have spouses who are on dialysis. And I realized that it's because I show up 100% as myself, because I share my stories, my true stories of who I am, what I do, and who I serve. And as a result of doing